Sairam students, welcome to the second session of chapter 12, that is the muscular system and digestive system in human beings. So before starting today's session children, let's revise what we had learnt in the last session. So children, in the last session we were discussing about the muscular system. Right? So what are muscles? The fleshy part that is called as the muscle. Right? So muscles are bundles of fibers that can contract and relax whenever required. Right? So whenever there is a movement, that time it is called as contraction, and when there is no movement, then it is called as relaxation. So muscles, they are firmly attached to the bones by means of tendons. Right? And for carrying out the various kinds of movements, the action of muscles is very important. So after that we saw children that there are about 600 muscles on the human body, right? So out of that 30 muscles, they are present on the human face itself, right? So your expressions like your happiness, sadness, fear, so these are the movements of the muscles which you can see on the human face, right? So then we saw children about the two types of muscles, that is the voluntary muscles and involuntary muscles. So what are voluntary muscles? Voluntary muscles are those which depend upon our will, right? Like your walking, eating, talking, etc. So these movements which are there, so for this it requires our permission, right? So these are called as voluntary muscles. And what are involuntary muscles? Involuntary muscles are those which does not depend upon our will, right? It does not require our permission. It will the whatever functions are there, it will be going on continuously in our body, right? Like the digestion, the blood circulation, then whatever function in the intestine, whatever things are going on, right? So these are the functions which do not requires our will, right? So these are called as involuntary muscles. Then children, we saw about the three types of muscles, that is the skeletal muscle, then the heart or cardiac muscle, and finally the smooth muscles. So what are skeletal muscles? Skeletal muscles, these are responsible for holding the bones of the skeleton together, and it gives specific shape to our body, right? And their movements, they are voluntary, right? Then we saw about the heart or cardiac muscles. So heart or cardiac muscles, these muscles, they bring about the contraction and relaxation of the heart, right? So this contraction and relaxation, it is continuously at the rate of around 70 times per minute, right? So these movements, they are involuntary. And the last one we saw, that is the smooth muscles. So smooth muscles are the muscles present in the internal organs other than the heart. So these movements also of the smooth muscles, they are involuntary. So this was what we had seen in the last session. So let's start with today's session children. So today we will see the remaining part of the muscles. So muscles in our body always work in groups, right? So when the muscles contract, other muscles of the same group relax. So this is how the muscles, they help in the proper performance of the various functions of our body. So these muscles which are there, they always work in groups like teams, right? So when some muscles, they are performing the function of contracting, so other muscles of the same group, they will be in a relaxation mode, right? So in this way, the muscles, they help in the proper performance of the various functions which are happening in our body. Now you can see here children, the muscles which are in the different parts of the body. So you can see here, these are your chest muscles, this is your deltoid, these are your abdominal muscles, these are the flexors, and here this is the bicep, and this is the quadricep. So we will be seeing about the two things, that is the biceps and the triceps. So you can see here biceps, the biceps are nothing but the muscles on the front of the bone, right? And triceps, these are the muscles at the back, they are called as the triceps. So let's see. The muscles on the front of the bone in our upper arm is called as the biceps, right? So the whatever muscles which you see in the front in our upper arm, they are called as the biceps, and the muscles at the back, they are called as the triceps. So this can come for this can come as definitions. Now the muscles of our body, they should be strong and efficient, right? So whenever our daily diet, it should include proteins and carbohydrates in sufficient quantities, so that there can be proper growth and repair of the muscles. So our muscles, they should be strong and efficient, and for being strong and efficient, we should have a good diet, the diet which includes proteins and carbohydrates, and that should be also in sufficient quantities, so that there can be proper growth and repair of the muscles, right? So also you should exercise regularly and make our muscles strong. Now children, whenever we sit, we should be sitting in a straight position, right, with a straight back, and not with the back hunched or bent position. So we should also exercise regularly, so that our muscles become more strong. And whenever you are sitting, you should sit with a straight back and not with a hunched back or a bent back. So if you sit with a hunched back or a bent back, what will happen? Changes will occur in the structure of the vertebrae. Slowly there will be changes in the structure of the vertebrae, and then the muscles in the shoulder and the back, they begin to hurt. And sometimes what will happen? The disorders of the vertebral column may arise. So if you sit with a hunched back or a bent back, what will happen? There will be slowly changes in the structure of the vertebrae, and then the muscles in the shoulder and the back, they will begin to hurt. So in severe cases, there may be disorders of the vertebral column also. So that's the reason we should always sit in a with a straight back, and our muscles, they should be strong and efficient, right? So children, you might have noticed whenever we are doing some exercise, so what happens? The movement of the heart muscles, it becomes rapid. That means it becomes fast, and your breathing also, it becomes very fast. So you have to ensure that there is sufficient supply of oxygen and nutrients to the various parts of the body, right? So whenever you are doing exercise, children, you always notice that the movements of the heart muscle, it becomes very fast, and the breathing also, it becomes very fast. So you have to ensure that there is a sufficient supply of oxygen and nutrients to the various parts of the body, right? Now the study of the muscles, children, it is called as myology, right? And contraction, it is the basic property of the muscles. So the largest muscle which is present in the human body, it is present in the thigh, and the smallest muscle which is there, it is attached to the bone in the ear, called as stapes. So this was all about muscular system, children. Now we will be seeing about the digestive system. So the digestive system, children, you have learnt, right? Whatever food we eat, it does not directly go and mix into the blood. Do you remember, children, the steps in nutrition which you had studied in nutrition in living organisms, right? There were 5 steps of nutrition: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and excretion, right? So the definition is the same of digestion: the conversion of food into the soluble form and its absorption in the blood is called as the digestion, right? So whatever food we eat, it does not directly go and mix into the blood, right? So it gets converted into the soluble form, and then it is absorbed in the blood, right? So the digestive system, it consists of 2 types, that is the alimentary canal and the digestive glands. So what is digestion, children? Conversion of food into the soluble form and its absorption into the blood is called as digestion. So whatever food we are eating, it does not directly go and mix with the blood. It is converted into the soluble form, right? And then it is absorbed by the blood. So the digestive system, it is divided into 2 parts: alimentary canal and the digestive glands. Now the alimentary canal, it is about 9 meters long, And the main parts of the alimentary canal are mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. So these are the main parts of the alimentary canal, right? So the alimentary canal, it is about 9 meters long, and the main parts of the alimentary canal are mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. Now we'll see about the digestive glands. Now the main parts of the digestive glands are the salivary glands, liver, pancreas, right? So these are the three parts and they are connected to the alimentary canal. So the main parts of the digestive glands are salivary glands, liver and pancreas, and all these three parts, they are connected to the alimentary canal. Now the different organs of the digestive system, they systematically they perform the function of digestion. Different stages in the process of digestion of food, right? There are different stages in the process of digestion of food. At each stage there is a different organ of the digestive system which performs its specific role, right? So in the digestive system there are different organs which performs the function of digestion, and there are different stages for the process of digestion of food, right? So at each stage there will be a different organ of the digestive system and it will perform a specific role. Now here you can see this is your jaw, right? This is the jaw. Now this is your tooth, right? So you can see the first part which is there, this in the white part, that is your enamel, right? So enamel, it is made up of a calcium salt and it is the hard substance, right, which is covered for the tooth, right? Now there are 4 types of teeth. First is incisor, second is canine, third is premolar and fourth is molar. So let's see now. Teeth. Now the process of digestion, it begins with the function of the teeth in the mouth, right? Because whatever we are eating, we are chewing it, right? After chewing it, only it will go inside the stomach, right? So the digestion process, it begins with the function of the teeth in the mouth. So as I told you, there are 4 main types of teeth, that is incisors, canines, premolars and molars. So each type of tooth, it has got a specific function, and each tooth, it is covered by a hard substance called as enamel. So enamel, it is made up of calcium salt, right? And the saliva means your spit, right? The saliva, it contains an enzyme called as ptyalin or salivary amylase, and this ptyalin, it converts the starch into a sugar called as maltose, right? So as I told you children, the teeth, each type of tooth, it has got a specific function, right? And each tooth, it is covered by a hard substance called as enamel, and this enamel, it is made up of calcium salt. And the saliva, that is in the mouth, the spit which comes, right? So that is called as the saliva. It contains an enzyme called as ptyalin or salivary amylase. Now this ptyalin, it converts the starch into sugar called as maltose, right? Now what is enzyme? Now enzyme, it is a substance which is secreted in the body of the organism for carrying out the chemical reactions. Now these enzymes, they are specific types of proteins and they are active. They are most active at the normal body temperature. So what are enzymes, children? Enzymes are the substances secreted in the body of the organism which brings about the specific chemical reactions, right? So these are the specific types of proteins, and these proteins, they are most active at the normal body temperature, right? So this was what in today's session, children. Now let's recap what we have learnt in today's session. So first we saw, children, that the muscle on the front of the bone, it is called as the bicep, and the muscles at the back, it is called as the tricep. Now our muscles, they should be strong and efficient. For that, in our diet we should include proteins and carbohydrates in sufficient quantity, right? So that there can be proper growth and repair of the muscles. Also we should exercise regularly so that the muscles become strong, right? And then we saw that we should always sit in a straight with a straight back and not with a hunched or a bent back, because if we sit with a hunched or a bent back, what will happen? Disorders of the vertebral column may arise, or sometimes there will be hurt in the shoulders or in the back also, right? And then we saw that the study of the muscles, it is called as myology, right? And contraction, it is the basic property of the muscle, and the largest muscle which is present in the body part, that is your thigh, and the smallest muscle which is present, it is attached to the bone in the ear, called as stapes. Then we saw, children, about the digestive system, right? First we saw about what is digestion, that is conversion of food into the soluble form, and its absorption into the blood is called as digestion, right? Then we saw about that the digestive system, it consists of two types, that is the alimentary canal and the digestive glands. So the alimentary canal, it is about 9 meters long, and the main parts of the alimentary canal are mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, large intestine, small intestine, rectum and anus. And the digestive glands, it consists of the salivary glands, liver and the pancreas. So all these three glands, they are connected to the alimentary canal, right? So after that, children, we saw about the teeth, right? So the process of digestion, it begins with the function of the teeth, right? So there are 4 types of teeth, right? So incisors, then canine, premolars and molars. So each tooth, it has got a specific function, right? And each tooth, it is covered by a hard substance called as enamel, and this enamel, it is made up of calcium salt. Now saliva, it contains an enzyme called as salivary amylase or ptyalin. So the ptyalin, it converts the starch into sugar called as maltose. And what are enzymes? Enzymes are the substances which are secreted in the body of the organism, which brings about the process of chemical reactions, right? So enzymes, they are specific proteins, and they are most active at the normal body temperature. So in the next session, children, we will see about the alimentary canal, right? Each and every part we will see in detail. Till then, goodbye.